Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thursday, October 19th, absolutely gorgeous day out there today. We got no wind. The trees have all turned yellows and oranges, and snow's coming in 2 days. Looks like we got 3 days of snow coming, so time to get the yard all cleaned up and everything put away. But in the meantime, I've been giving her here on the 27 Tall T Coupe and getting quite a bit of progress done on it. And I think I got two things left to do on it, and it'll be going home for final finishing, wiring, and all of the good stuff. So I'll just show you what we've been doing and what's left to do here. Just going to move you around the hoist. So we've got this ugly opening for the windshield, and after installing the Chevy dash in it, I've got it all bolted in. The original windshield in these swung out at the bottom. That's not going to happen anymore. And when they did the chop on it and did the roof, they made the whole brow and everything here a solid one piece. So one of the things he asked me to do was come up with a way to install a windshield, and this thing's been here just over 2.5 months now, and I've been racking my brain on how to do that. So I actually got it figured out and I've got it built, and I'll just show you what I ended up with. So this is I'll get some stuff out of the way so you can see. So this is the frame that I built. It's made out of 1 inch 1/8 angle iron. The bottom piece is a piece of 14 gauge sheet steel that I broke at about 85 degrees, 80 to 85 degrees. And then using the shrinker stretcher, I put the curve in it. It's all TIG welded together. I took a piece of 3/4 inch by 1/8 flat stock and ripped it in half with my zip disc to make a stop to glue the windshield in against. So the windshield will sit flat against this stop and the angle on top. Well, on the back side, let me just flip it around. Oh, I got crap hitting the floor now. So this is the back side. The stop is just TIG welded in places. I didn't feel it was necessary to weld it continuous. This is going to get filled with polyurethane adhesive, so it will be completely sealed and it's load strong enough. So to hold this all in, I've got 3 1024 truss head screws across the bottom, 3 on each side, and 5 across the top. So I don't think it's going to come out or cause any issues. So I'll just put you back on the tripod here, set you up, and I'll pop this windshield in, or the windshield frame in, and you can see how it fits. Get you in position here. It's a pretty snug fit. I think it turned out really nice. Okay, doesn't want to go in on this side now for some reason. There we go. Okay, so all I have to do is install all the screws. And when once the glass has been installed, what I'm suggesting he do is put a piece of 1/8 closed cell foam on the back side of the windshield frame all the way around before he screws it in. There we go. Okay, the other thing that I've got done here is the steering column is mounted. I'll just run over to the other side. or actually I'll start on this side, I guess. So what I've got down here is a piece of tubing that's 2-inch ID. It's welded all the way around the top. It's got a split on the bottom, and then I use a stainless steel turbo clamp for the intake pressure side on a turbo, and it pinches the bottom column in there really nicely. Grab my light, take you on the inside here. Had to do a little bit of modifying on the dash to get the steering column in there properly. There was a bunch of cracks in the bottom here where the steering column was mounted on the Chevy to begin with. So I cut that out and welded in a piece of 14 gauge with the curve, little indent there for the steering column to go in. And then it's got a 14 gauge strap that goes around the bottom of the column into a couple of nuts that are welded on the back side there. So it's good and solid. Positioning turned out to be right on perfect. So the other thing we got done, well, not got done, but his order for headers came in. We have a set of Flowtech lake style headers. They're not bad quality. The price on them was pretty good. But one of my pet peeves with headers is on all engines, whether it's Ford, Chevy, Dodge, one cylinder head is further ahead than the other. And a company that really takes pride in what they do will make the leading header 1.5 inches longer so it exits in exactly the same spot as the passenger side. And they didn't do that on this one. So it's you can't see them unless you're on top, but if you're looking, once I get the rest of the exhaust finished here, it will be noticeable from side to side. So from here, I'm building a set of side pipes that are going to tuck in just underneath the edge of the body there, and turnouts just in front of the rear wheels. They're going to be 4-inch diameter with a baffled muffler in them. I'm just waiting for the parts and pieces to come in for those, and then I can get started on that. One other thing I have left to do is I have to make a new body line piece for here that wraps around back to about here and goes to a point. So that'll be the next thing I start working on while I'm waiting for exhaust elbows and stuff to come in. So a couple of guys have expressed interest in getting a parts list for the Bead Roller project, and I'll put that in the description on this video. It's all from Amazon Canada. All the same parts will be available on Amazon.com from the US. You'll just have to do a search for the same parts here. So the other thing I'll do is, if I can find it here, I have a wiring diagram that I did up for the Bead Roller, and it's pretty simple stuff. Let's get this out of the way here. So you've got your foot pedal, power supply, and speed control. So you've got a 110 plug-in that's going to power your power supply. What I did was I took an old computer cable. You could take an extension cord, whichever. On most plug-ins, you're going to find there's the line side, neutral, and a ground. The line is normally the black one. The neutral is white, and your ground is green. So because of the foot pedal that I used, it's only good for 15 amps AC. So what I've done is I use it to break the power supply to the 12 volt converter. But when you hook up to your foot pedal here, there's a normally open and a normally closed and a common, as well as a ground in the bottom of the case. So you're going to want to hook your green to the ground. You want to use the normally open side of the switch. So what you'll do is you'll take and break the black wire coming from your extension cord, and one side of the block will go to common and one side will go to normally open. That way when you put your foot on the pedal, it'll close the circuit and put power over to your power supply. On the power supply that I used, on the right hand side with the terminals at the bottom, you've got black, white, and then green is your ground. So just hook up the wires from your plug-in in that fashion, black, white, green. And then next to that, working to the left, there's going to be 3 terminals that are for your positive and 3 terminals for for ground. And that's your output going to your speed control. On the speed control, looking at it with your terminals on top, you've got the power supply is on the left side, and you've got positive is the second one in, negative is the first one in. On the other side, your output side, you've got positive and negative, which doesn't really matter because it switches polarity to reverse the motor, and those will just go out to your winch. So it's pretty simple. If you got any questions or anything, just leave a comment and we can go from there. So anyhow, guys, that's just a little update what's going on in the shop here. I'm going to try and get the rest of this wrapped up on the Tall T here in the next week, and I've got the parts in for the Hudson, the 38 Hudson, so I can start working on the fenders for that. So once I get that done, I'm really hoping I can get started on the 59 GMC fleet line out there, and first thing I'm going to do on that is probably shorten the box on it. So anyhow, guys, take care. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one.